Yo, what is up, you guys? They're here. Welcome back to yet another Lorcana video. Look what we have here. Is this gameplay video? Do we still do that on this channel? Apparently we do. But yeah, we are back with Reign of Jafar with a new set. I think we are going to be back full force with gameplay. We've got some new stuff. If you haven't checked it out yet, we have a podcast going on with Mr. Lord Games himself. So if you haven't seen that yet, that's going to be coming out in basically a weekly basis. And yeah, we're also doing a progression series on his channel. A lot of cool stuff going on. But yeah, this next set, just be ready. We are back full force. We are going to be gunning for that 2K. We are going to be trying to get the 2K subs, so definitely join along if you haven't already. But yeah, let's start off with basically what is the hottest thing in this set so far. I think everyone's excited about Chernadogs and the updates it's going to be getting. So I'm testing a deck with Chernadogs right here, and my opponent is going to be testing Steelsong. He hasn't made many changes into his deck. He is testing out Beyond the Horizon, so we are going to be seeing that, and I think a couple new stuff in his deck too, but nothing too crazy. But yeah, right off the bat, we're going to be trying out this new card from this set. Is Lady, the Amber Emerald version, a 0/3 that every time you play a character, it gains a strength. If it has 3, it quests for 3. A very interesting card. Not the craziest. I don't see myself getting her effect off very often, but it replaces Little John, which is just a 0/4 with no ability. So I just think she's just better. And we'll see if time will tell if that extra health will end up mattering or not. But yeah, very classic start for my opponent. Cinderella into the Troubadour. And he does get a Storm Rage on, but that is not enough to take our Lady off. I think we sniped Strength of Raging Fire out of his hand with Ursula. But here is where I don't know if I'm playing this deck right. I'm not a Chernadogs player. I will just come out and say that right now. So some of my decisions may be suspect, but Lady got 2 strength from me playing 2 characters, and I ended up trading with the Cinderella. I'm just used to, when I'm playing in Steelsong, I try and remove all their singers whenever possible. And I'm just going to keep doing that until I'm told otherwise. But yeah, from this turn, after I lose my Lady to another Storm Rage on, I go ahead, I shift my other Lady, my 1-cost Lady from last set, into the 5-cost Floodborn that pulls 2 cards from my discard that are cost 2 or less. I only had 1 though, so I pulled back the 1-cost Lady that I lost and set it into my Inkwell. But my opponent did have a Longcame Zeus and manages to finish her off. And now I am fishing for cards. I think that was the last card in my hand. I ended up inking a Rapunzel to play my cookie. I wasn't sure if that was the correct choice or not, but I felt like I couldn't just stall another turn. And playing Rapunzel just felt weaker than the cookie, so I ended up just inking her to get the cookie on board. Either way, I was going to be losing my Rapunzel anyway, and I thought that just made more sense. But yeah, from here we get some trades off, and then I find my Chernabogs to drop onto the board. We did manage to lose a lot of characters, so I think he cost 5 there, and I'm just throwing my cards across the room. But yeah, my opponent, as I'm shuffling, disrespects me by shifting Robin Hood and singing Greatest Criminal Mine, which hits my Chernabog. It's kind of unfortunate that he's running this card, because I think he would be struggling to deal with it any other way. But yeah, we do get Rapunzel, we do get Daisy, and we find a Cricky off the top of the deck. And my opponent ends up scooping, showing that he's holding a bunch of these Beyond the Horizons that is ending up bricking his hands. So yeah, I don't know if we played that right or not, but fate just happened to be in in our favor by bricking my opponent's hand while we were struggling. And we did manage to find the Cricky off the top, which I think saved us, because that Robin Hood was going to be causing problems. On his own, he's not able to sing that 7-cost song, but it's still a little bit of a scary situation to be in, so glad to be out of it. Yeah, but on this game too, we hit our Ursula on turn 2, and we see again this similar situation Beyond the Horizons. just stuck in my opponent's hand, and he does show me he also has You Have Forgotten Me, which he ends up inking, but good to know that that is something we have to be worried about in his current build. But yeah, I mean, yeah, so on my opponent's board right now, he does have enough to sing it if he needs to, because he does have another Beyond the Horizon that I could not get out of his hand, and I think he's deciding to do it right now, which stinks for me because my starting couple turns was kind of stuck waiting to get these like Rapunzels out. I had Rapunzels in my hand. I had, I think it was the Shift Tramp or stuff like that. Really useful stuff. It really stinks to lose 2 Rapunzels here because one thing I'm noticing with Chernadogs is if you don't find your Rapunzel, if you don't find your 7-cost Tramp, things get really dicey very quickly. We really want that draw to replenish the hand once we start playing everything. But yeah, unfortunately I got forced down to 3 cards in hand. I had to discard my entire hand off of this new Beyond the Horizon card. But luckily I do find a Tramp, but still not a great situation to be in because I did have a full clutch of cards, and now I'm back down to 3. I'm going to have to work with this and somehow make it work. But yeah, with Daisy, I do take out this Shmi. Just, I don't know. The situation presented itself, and I felt like it was the correct thing to do. Not sure if it was, but yeah, we see here Pete, 2 Petes on board, and the Cinderella. And my opponent is going to be refilling his field here with Shmi and the Troubadour. And I'm just looking for an answer, something to get going here. I do remember now that part of the reason I didn't quest with everything before is I had the Shift Tramp. I believe that was kind of what I was waiting for, because this new Shift Tramp is pretty cool. His ability is every time my characters get banished, I draw a card, so I definitely wanted to get it on the field before I started getting wiped like this, where I'm losing all my characters to these songs and these trades, but I get to at least draw every time this happens. And I ended up not questing with my Tramp to start because my opponent had enough to banish him, and I'd rather him banish everything else so that I could start refueling my hand here. But yeah, now that I get these Cloud Kicker, this lady on board, and then I get to play a Chernabog for free because I believe I had 11 characters in my discard at that time. So very devastating board if I do manage to get it to stick. But again, this Criminal Mind, of course, it is always in his hand. Right when my Chernabog is there, and not any time before it when it could get Ursula or anything like that. Very unfortunate for us because, yeah, again, there you go. I find my Ursula now 1 turn way too late. I wish I could have covered for my Chernabog there by having the Ursula the turn before, but yeah, what can you do? I end up just passing here, but I think maybe I should just be questing with the Tramp. I'm not sure. I think I'm playing way too safe with it. Of course, my opponent can run everything here into the Tramp to get rid of it, but it would also trade with everything that is trading into him. And yeah, I would still end up drawing a card at the end of the day. But yeah, I do play a Quickie on this turn. I was holding it. I think that's probably why I was holding back a little bit too. I get to do some trades here, but my opponent is at 12 lore. That is kind of devastating. I feel like with Chernadogs, you have to be a little ahead. It is an aggro deck. It's kind of hard to play from behind. Really nice interaction here though that I figured out actually right now is Quickie gives you 3 strength, and the 3 strength that you give Lady makes it so that she doesn't really care about her ability. You don't need to be playing characters to activate it. Quickie also activates it right off the bat, so I managed to quest for 5 here with my double ladies and having a Tramp on board. But yeah, I end up having to trade with Robin Hood here. Unfortunately, if I managed to quest this turn, it would have been super nice with anything, I think. Just getting us closer to the win there, but I was forced to trade with that Robin Hood, and of course my opponent being Steelsong, there is still a bunch of songs in his hand. I feel like these matchups is always like, does my opponent have songs? If they do, then it's going to be a really rough battle, and they end up it ends up being the case in this situation where he just kept finding it. But I had a really nice hand too with Jock, the new Jock, which reads that if I have 3 other characters on the board, I gain 2 lore, and I also had a go-go, so I had a lore gain in my hand. As long if I just had the chance to quest like a couple more times, which makes me think, I don't know if I was playing way too safe with that tramp and not questing it for multiple turns. That little bit of lore might have been the game decider there, where I could have edged out the win. But yeah, definitely I am not an expert of Chernadogs, and I'm definitely not an expert in aggro decks. That not my style at all. I don't play it very much, but it is a good skill to have. Probably something I'm going to be trying to practice a little bit more, you know, expand my horizons a little bit, especially with some of these new changes coming in Lorcana, where maybe I might be participating in some triple deck stuff, playing with multiple decks. I would really like to do something like change things up, playing an aggro deck here and a control deck there. That would be super fun. But yeah, Ursula. I play it once again to see a handful of songs. I choose the strength here. I think so. I saw a Zeus. I saw the Beyond the Horizon again, and I choose the strength just because it's inkable. And you know, everything will kind of hurt here. And yeah, he does get to play the Zeus, but I think I still maybe made the right decision. I'm not too sure, but yeah, his hand had been a bunch of songs and the shift Robin Hood, so there was nothing I was going to be able to do to stop that shift. Unfortunately, I do get to play my Jock here with 4 other characters on the board, so I do gain the 2 lore. I'm not sure how I feel about this card, I'll be honest. I'm just testing it here just because it's a new card, but it did not feel that great most of the time. It either just, you know, it costs a lot and it only puts 1 body on the board, and a lot of the time it's hard to get on the field. We see here I get the worst top deck in the world here, where I draw a Chernabog when I'm at an empty hand, so I couldn't even play anything that turn, and I'm just holding back my entire hand. My opponent even plays You've Forgotten Me just to make me discard it, just because I don't think he had anything better to do on that turn either. But yeah, I'm still holding back my cards here, just hoping I draw like a Tramp or something. I don't think Tramp is even great here, but yeah, I do top deck a Yzma. I play it, and I opt to use his her effect to draw and discard a card, even though it almost seems like a pointless card, but it's more like if I draw a Chernabog, at least there's a higher chance I get to play it, was my thought process. But yeah, Ariel is exerted, so I have to take it out. I just need to take Singers out, I think, when I can. Not sure if that's correct, but that has just always been my philosophy against Steelsong, so we are going to keep that philosophy up. But unfortunately, lots of songs coming my way. My little 1-cost lady gets Zeused out of anything, which is not fun. I do find that Chernabog, and it turned out my decision to discard a card with Yzma was correct, because that's exactly what I needed to get him on the board right here. But yeah, I'm still staring at really scary field here, where my opponent has 2 sad beasts in play, and I have no way to interact with them with, just because Chernadogs, there's nothing I can really do besides play characters. And yeah, these beasts are just drawing him more cards, which means he's probably finding more songs, especially with stuff like this Ariel, where he gets to go fishing for more. Finds a strength, which is the worst thing I've ever seen in this situation. It's just very, very unlucky here, where he gets a strength for 7 here, and that just makes a really easy trade here with this really damaged me. And I think that is basically all she wrote. I don't think I can come back from this huge field. Yeah, I think in Chernadogs you have to be the aggressor, and if you're ever on the back foot, it gets really, really rough. So I do end up scooping here. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys are enjoying your Reign of Jafar pre-release, whatever it has been for you guys. And yeah, I have a couple more Proxy gameplay videos, so I'm gonna hit you guys with those before we really dive into this set. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too, and I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.